there, folks, and welcome to another Workspace Wednesday right here on Lean Strategies International LLC, where you can find solutions that ignite your power. This week, we're going to look at a really cool function inside of Google Sheets known as the Importrange function. So let's say you have two separate sheets and you want to pull a range of cells or the data from a specified sheet into another one. And let's say that you are pulling from this sheet right here on the right hand side, which you can see as how-tos in Google Sheet. We're working out of the difference between formulas and functions tab, and we want to import it into our Importrange example sheet. So the way that we would do that, or one way that you can pull data from one sheet into a completely separate sheet, is by using Importrange. So let's get started and see how it works. Now, just like any other function, we want to start with an equal sign. We're going to type in Importrange. We're going to open our brackets, and now we're ready to put our syntax in. Now, the syntax for Importrange is going to have two arguments. So we want two separate pieces of data. The first piece of data that we want is the spreadsheet URL. So we're going to go over here and grab that. I'm going to hit Command C and paste it in. And then we're going to close that portion of our syntax out with a quotation. We're going to put in a comma so that we're ready for the second portion of our argument. And one thing to note when you're putting the URL, the spreadsheet URL in your function, is that you really only need this key right here. So if you don't want to use the entire URL, you just find the key right after the slash, and it's going to go up to here just before the word edit and the /. You can copy that and stick it in place of your URL. That'll work also. But oftentimes it's easiest just to grab the entire URL, which is what we did. You see that here. And now we're ready to put in the second portion of our syntax, which is the range string. So the range string is going to specify what we want to import from that Google Sheet. Now, because we have multiple tabs that you could see down here, the SUMIF formula and difference between formulas, we need to first put in our quotes again, and then we're going to specify which tab we're looking at. So I'm going to go ahead and hit rename. I'm going to copy that name and then just leave it alone. I'll come back over to my function and I will paste that in. So you see it'll show up right there exactly as it is in the sheet that I'm pulling data from. That's very important. Don't type it differently, otherwise you could get some errors. Now what we want to do is put in an exclamation point once that's complete. And now we're going to put the range of data from that specific tab that we want to import. So in our case, we're looking at A1, and we would like to go all the way down to D13. So I'm going to go ahead and type in A1 to D13. You're going to see a reference error pop up, and you'll need to go to that error and allow access for the other sheet, and that's going to give access for us to import the data. You'll see that it'll populate straight in there. Now, another thing to note too is one easier way on that second portion of our function is when you see let me just open this up here for you guys. When you see this portion where you're looking at the tab and your range, let's say that you've named your range over here and you want to go off of that. So let's say that we've highlighted this entire range right here, and we go down to our data. We've got named range here, and we've put in, let's call it sales data. And so that range, we'll call it sales data 1 since we already have an example. So that range has been named right there. So now we can come back over to our function, and instead of putting A1 through D13, we can type in sales data 1 and hit enter, and you'll see that that same data will come in. So kind of a fun little trick if you've named a range for your import range function. And that's it, the import range function. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment down below. Please like this video and share it with anyone that you feel it can help out. And we'll see you next time right here on Lean Strategies International LLC, where you can find solutions that ignite your power.